What if I told you that the olive oil in your kitchen might not be what you think it is? Fake olive oil is more common than you realize, and you could be using it right now without knowing. That extra virgin olive oil you splurged on, it might be a complete sham, diluted with cheap oils, mislabeled, a downright disgrace to the culinary world. We're talking about a billion-dollar industry built on deception. Stay tuned, because in this video, we're diving deep into the shocking truth about fake olive oil. Walk into any supermarket and you'll see rows upon rows of olive oil bottles, each one practically screaming extra virgin. It's enough to make your head spin faster than a salad spinner. But here's the kicker. Many of these brands are cutting corners, diluting their olive oil with cheaper alternatives. We're talking soybean oil, sunflower oil, even that nasty palm oil, all disguised as the good stuff. They think they can pull the wool over your eyes with fancy packaging and misleading labels. Well, I've got news for them. I'm not falling for it, and neither should you. We deserve better than to be served up this adulterated garbage. Stay with me, because in the next chapter, we're going to expose just how widespread this problem really is. This isn't just some small-time kitchen nightmare, folks. Olive oil fraud is a global epidemic, and it's making headlines worldwide. Newspapers, magazines, even those high and mighty food critics, they're all reporting on it. Scientists and researchers are working tirelessly to expose these fraudulent practices. They're conducting lab tests, analyzing samples, and the results are downright shocking. Some of these so-called extra virgin olive oils are so heavily adulterated, they barely qualify as cooking oil, let alone the liquid gold we all expect. These criminals are robbing consumers blind, charging exorbitant prices for a product that's nothing more than a cheap imitation. But it's not just about the money, is it? It's about the principle. It's about integrity, honesty, and respect for the culinary arts. Now you might be thinking, Gordon, is all olive oil fake then? Well, hold your horses, because in the next chapter, we'll separate the genuine article from the imposters. Now, there was a study back in 2011 by those clever clogs at UC Davis that caused quite a stir. They tested a load of imported extra virgin olive oils in the US and found that nearly 70% of them failed to meet international standards. Now, before you go chucking out every bottle in your pantry, let's break this down. Failing to meet international standards doesn't automatically mean the oil is fake. It could be down to a whole host of factors, from poor storage conditions to variations in olive varieties. What this study does highlight, however, is the need for greater transparency and stricter regulations in the industry. We need to be able to trust that what we're buying is the real deal. In the next chapter, I'll reveal my top tips for identifying real extra virgin olive oil. Chapter 4. Spot the Fake Your Olive Oil Survival Guide. Alright, you lot, listen up. It's time to arm yourselves with the knowledge to fight back against these olive oil fraudsters. I'm about to reveal my top tips for separating the genuine article from the cheap imitations. First things first, forget about relying on your taste buds alone. These con artists have gotten crafty, and some of these fake oils can taste deceptively similar to the real deal. No, we need to get a bit more scientific than that. We need to look beyond the fancy packaging and marketing jargon and get down to the nitty-gritty. We're going to be checking labels, inspecting bottles, and even conducting a little experiment or two. By the end of this guide, you'll be a certified olive oil detective, able to sniff out a fake from a mile away. Chapter 5. The Label Lingo, Deciphering the Code. Right, let's start by deciphering the language of labels. First things first, look for the magic words, extra virgin. This means the oil has been cold-pressed, meaning no heat or chemicals were used during extraction, preserving its natural flavor and nutrients. Next, you want to keep an eye out for official certifications. These are like Michelin stars for olive oil, a sign that the product has been rigorously tested and meets the highest standards. Look for acronyms like PDO, Protected Designation of Origin, or PGI, Protected Geographical Indication. These indicate that the olives were grown, pressed, and bottled in a specific region, known for its high-quality olive oil. Think of it like a wine appellation, but for olive oil. Another certification to watch out for is COOC, the California Olive Oil Council. They have strict standards for California-produced olive oil, so you know you're getting the good stuff. Remember, these certifications are your guarantee of authenticity. Now, let's move on to the bottle itself. Remember, real high-quality olive oil is a delicate flower. It needs to be protected from light and heat to preserve its flavor and aroma. That's why you should always choose olive oil in dark glass or metal containers. These materials act like a suit of armor, shielding the oil from harmful UV rays that can degrade its quality. If you see olive oil in a clear plastic bottle, alarm bells should be ringing. It's like leaving a fine wine out in the sun, a recipe for disaster. Pay attention to the packaging and choose wisely. Now I know what you're thinking. You've heard that real olive oil solidifies in the fridge, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that's a load of bollocks. Different olive oils have different compositions, depending on the variety of olives, the climate, and the production process. Some might solidify in the fridge while others won't. It's like expecting all cheeses to melt the same way. It's just not going to happen. This fridge test is about as reliable as a chocolate teapot. There are far more accurate ways to determine the quality of your olive oil, and we've already covered some of the best ones. So next time you hear someone spouting on about the fridge test, you can tell them to get back in the kitchen and do their research. Now, for the million-dollar question, where can you buy real, authentic, extra virgin olive oil? Well, the best way to ensure you're getting the real deal is to buy from trusted sources. Seek out reputable brands that have a long history of producing high-quality olive oil. These companies have built their reputations on their commitment to excellence, and they have a lot to lose by selling fake products. Another option is to buy directly from certified producers or farms. This way, you know exactly where your olive oil is coming from and how it's been produced. It's like having a direct line to the source. No middlemen, no shady dealings, just pure, unadulterated olive oil. Finally, don't be afraid to ask questions. Talk to the experts at your local specialty food store or farmer's market. Remember, if the price seems too good to be true, it probably is. Now that you know the truth, make sure you're buying the real thing. Have you ever tried real extra virgin olive oil? Let me know in the comments, like, and subscribe for more.